Hey, welcome to Cbfu from the shop for the week of August 10th. I was wrong. Frey's not here. I guess he needs to have a podcast every day of the week because I don't know. Maybe he's filling the hole inside of him.
I think
that's the only reason.
That's it. But you know,
so, yeah.
we send our love and
love and respect and whatever.
Yeah, maybe next week.
Maybe he'll get the validation he needs in life from something other than podcasts. We'll see. But anyway,
and he can be on the screen.
And he can be on screen
as it is meant to
just the radio thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
whatever.
Let's start. 4 books. You want to start?
Sure. I'll start.
Right.
First start with Superwoman #1 Rebirth. This is drawn and written by Phil Jimenez. Phil Jimenez's art is really good. I always like his art, and this is no different. It's a little wordy, which I didn't love, but it was okay. I didn't hate it, but I didn't necessarily love it. What do you think?
I thought his art was a little rushed. I like his art normally, but I felt this issue was a little bit rushed. It's a lot of panels. It's all crammed into very dense. I feel like you could let it breathe a little more, but it's like there's so many panels per page.
Yeah,
which is impressive, but I mean it's too much. I think.
Yeah, no, and I'm not necessarily interested in this character. I don't know if she's necessary.
I'm surprised. The book was surprising. That ending.
Yeah, no, that is a surprise.
It deals with something in a way. I hope it's final. I think it's final.
Yeah,
it kind of continues doing what Rebirth has started to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not
cleaning the decks.
And I'm not too
surprised.
I feel weird that this character's just been shoehorned into this one book, never mentioned anywhere else.
Yeah, it feels
they didn't follow through with this until now, and it feels like it's a bit late.
Yeah, no, I didn't even remember that. I mean, basically, it's Lois and Ilana Lang are basically the co-stars of the book, and basically they were involved when Superman exploded or something. I didn't even remember that happened, honestly.
Yeah, so it was I vaguely remember it.
Comes out of nowhere. But it was okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I liked it more than you.
Yeah.
I think just because that ending keeps me I want to say, oh, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, no, that ending
I
was
feel distinctly that this Lois Lane, it's the new 52 Lois Lane, is very connected to what the whole thing is with Mr. Oz.
Yeah, and whatever the mystery of their missing time or whatever.
I think I'm surprised that Phil Jimenez is writing
it.
That
makes sense, yeah. Yeah, no, that is cool.
That's the part that I'm interested in the most. But I liked it probably more than you.
Yeah, no, I'd give it 5 out of 10 Lugos.
5 out of 10?
I thought it was okay. I just it didn't grab me. It didn't grab me.
Right, next book up is All-Star Batman, long awaited by Scott Snyder's return to Batman. John Romita Jr. on art, and it doesn't suck, the art. I was very surprised. I think the credit is due mainly to the colorist and the inker, probably. Yeah. Sorry to JRGR, who probably worked hard, but this is much better than anything else that he's done except that Dark Knight
special. I thought his art in that Dark Knight special was much better than his, at least the last 3 years worth of his work, going all the way back to ABS.
And this is that quality, I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't think it was quite as good as the one-shot, his art, but it was good. Much better than the stuff he was doing for DC with the Jeff Johns book. And AVX and a bunch of other stuff he's done recently.
I think it's much better, and I like the story too. Scott Snyder doesn't really write a bad Batman, and the storyline I read they tease what it's about for a while now. It's Batman basically on a road trip with Two-Face. They don't tell you why in the solicits and the things, but I think the reasoning is cool. I think the twists and turns that the book takes are cool. Who's after them? Why they're after them? I think it's a very cool story. I think the twist at the end is surprising, and we'll see where that goes.
Yeah. There's also a backup story with Declan Shalvey on art.
Yeah, Declan Shalvey. That's not as good, I thought. It was all right, and
I didn't understand what they were talking.
Yeah,
I didn't understand what they were talking.
It's a very Hickman idea.
Yeah.
We'll get more to Hickman later, but I think it's cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing more about that. But I like the main story more than the backup story. I don't really care about Duke.
Yeah, no.
They're trying to make Duke a thing. I don't care.
He's very much like a they call it a Mary Sue character, where the writer cares about the character more than necessarily the audience.
It's all these
I didn't care about him when he was a Robin.
You're better than a Robin, kid.
Yeah.
You don't.
I didn't care about him when he was a Robin. It's just I feel like I'm being forced to. This character is so cool, and I just don't feel it.
No.
I don't feel it. But it's still.
But no, it's good.
Scott Snyder's Batman.
Great read. Probably one of the better Batman books out right now. I'd give this 8 out of 10 Lugos.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have Civil War II, The Accused, #1. This is a one-shot dealing with the fallout of the murder of Bruce Banner by Hawkeye. This is basically a more in-depth look at the trial of Hawkeye with Matt Murdock in prosecution, and then it just shows more detail in the trial. And I wasn't expecting much from this book. I was like, we saw the trial, we saw the results of the trial. Why do we need any more? But this is actually a really good book.
Yeah.
It was written by Mark Guggenheim, and with art by Ramon Box and Gary Brown. And it was a really good story. It had more depth to the trial that wasn't necessarily there in the main series, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked what they did with Hawkeye. I liked the moral conundrum he was in, and it was good.
Yeah, it fleshes out the trial because it's so basically just it gets glossed over in the main series. So that was cool. I wonder if any like the things that happen in the book are going to be picked up anywhere else. There's some like surprises, some secrets. That,
Well, I think some of
the reasons.
I'm not sure. There's like a conspiracy
Yeah.
trying to get Barn an unfair trial in this.
Yeah.
I won't spoil the reason why.
Yeah, you're-
I'm not sure if that'll ever be
Yeah,
picked
that's
up
what
by
I'm saying.
anyone else. It would be cool if it
It's
was.
a weird idea to just to drop in there and not pick up again.
But I'm sure his like guilt. I read an
Yeah.
interview with his next book.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the Occupy
Yeah.
Avengers, and I'm sure his guilt over what he did, and
Yeah.
not sure if he did the right thing or not, will be carried on into that.
Yeah, well, that I imagine.
But a very good book if you've been enjoying Civil War II. Even if you really haven't and you just enjoy a good Daredevil story, I would definitely pick this up.
Yeah.
I would give it 7 out of 10 Lugos.
Okay. Our last book of the week is The Black Monday Murders by Jonathan Hickman and Tom Coker. This is a really good book. I think a lot of it probably went over my head. There's a lot of new ideas, a lot of banking stuff. It's very tied into the banking world, and it's a whole new mythology, a whole new world that we haven't seen before. And it's dense. It's a hefty book, and it's good. But it's $4.99. But it's worth $4.99.
It's like 50 pages
It's like
worth of
It's a
material.
book. There's a table of contents
Yeah.
for this one comic book. But it drops you in headfirst into this world, and it's really good.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be honest.
It's
I
really
couldn't even get through the whole thing. It's just
Yeah.
so much information to take in.
Yeah, we got the books late. So.
I am gonna literally have to take time to read it on my own and just to try to piece together everything that happened. I mean, and this always happens with Hickman when he drops you into a new world. I think it's so incredibly dense at first that it takes you like a couple times just to get your grounding.
Yeah, no, but it's really, really fucking good. I just don't understand it all.
Yeah.
But I mean, hell, I'm down.
We
great.
are not
It's
as
really
smart
good.
as Jonathan Hickman.
No. But I mean, like once you like pick up with the more issues, you get there. You take it in more, you understand more. So I like it a lot. I would give this 9 out of 10 Lugos easily. 8 or 9 out of 10 Lugos. Maybe drop a point because of the confusion. But so yeah, 8.5 Lugos we'll say.
But it's definitely worth your time.
Definitely worth your time. It's great. Really good books. So yeah, that's it. A lot of other books this week from the comic shop. Go to your comic shop. You live in Bayonne, you live in Jersey City, you live in the area, come to Manifest Comics and pick up some books.